Hey guys, back with another video here on the 05 Jeep Liberty. So as you guys can tell, the dash is pretty much all pulled apart here. So what I ended up having to do, this is the blend door. This one was corroded and shot. Basically the motor was just constantly turning one direction. Would not, even though when you adjust your knob, the power seemed to be correct and was adjusting it back the other way. This just constantly did what it wanted. So got a new one here. I'm hoping that I can install this and that will fix the blend door issue. What makes this super difficult, let me move some stuff out of the way here so I can get in here, is the fact that blend door mounts right there. So that being said, to get to that, when this dash is shoved back in where it's supposed to be, that blend door almost sits right below here. So it's a super pain in the butt to get into. So yeah, I don't know of any other way of doing this outside of basically pulling all of this loose, because when you pick this back up and shove it in, you're pretty much, this part is all the way back up against all this stuff. So not really a good way to do it other than pull everything off. You've got bolts up here across the top. There's, I think, 4 here along the top. You've got some down here attaching this into the side, and then there's 2 down here as well. I think that's it outside of all your other hardware. Didn't really do a video again. I was kind of in a hurry trying to get this done. So do yourself a favor, get some of these body trim removal tools, Harbor Freight. They're really cheap and makes things a little easier. So, but yeah, so I've got all this pulled off, getting ready to put this in, the new one in. We'll see what it does. And yeah, outside of that, we can go around the outside real quick here. I do have the spacers. I got those in for these wheels, so I'm going to try to get them yanked off and get my new wheels mounted as well. You guys can see the fender is back on. I got the pieces, the little clips for that. I've got new turn signals up here on the front. I'm trying to think what else we did. All new brakes all the way around, and rotors. So that's all been replaced. And I did finally got my hood latch installed. So now no longer need the vice grips. I did order this vacuum, or it's not really a vacuum, I guess it's more of a breather tube where it comes off the top of your valve covers and goes over here to the air box. I got that put on. I also had a leak here on the AC side of things, so got the new O-ring for that and tighten this all back up. The AC was working. I'm hoping it still works. It's been a couple of days since I charged it, so hopefully we're still good there. We'll run it around a little bit and hopefully we'll keep that going. But other than that, I think that's it that I've done so far on the Jeep. I think the other thing I keep running into, and I don't know if it'll do it now, we'll see. Yeah, my locks are still working. So that was another issue I was running into. I tripped that again, which is also the rear hatch, which is kind of a pain in the butt. You can't open the rear hatch when that trips. So not sure what's up with that, but anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can get this thrown in there. First thing I'm probably gonna do actually is plug it in here. And all right, so I did notice I didn't have this pressed in all the way. I barely had it in, so I got it back here, and let's see if I can do it again. So right now we're all the way cold. There we go. We're going to hot, and let's go back to cold. Perfect. So this thing is working. That is awesome. So I'm going to let it go all the way over to the cold side because I think it's got stops in it, which that's something the last one did not do. It just basically kept spinning. So regardless of where this was at, it just sat there and spun. So I've got the motor and all the gears, so I'm able to turn it right now. But so yeah, well, it looks like this is going to work. So I'm going to get it put back in here, and we will go from there. All right, guys, you guys can see back in there. I've got it back into place. Go ahead and you could hear it run there. I don't know if you guys could hear that, but I could. And there it's going back the other way. And there it stopped. So, believe that's working. Once I get this put in a little, yeah, sounds like everything's working. You can kind of hear it cycle over. I don't know, like I said, I don't know if you guys can hear that, but you can hear it on my end. So I got it in. Seems to be, I think, going to be working. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of set this dash back up to where I can get back into park, fire it up, and we'll see what happens here. So I'm going to go ahead and try to get this dash back up into place. Basically what I'm going to do is lift this up, move it back. I've got to pull this all back out. I don't know if you guys can see those two bolts right there. Basically this whole thing lifts up and shoves back over those. So I'll get this all disconnected again and out of my way, and then get the dash shoved back into place, and at least get a couple bolts up here in the top on both sides, and maybe get the two nuts back down here, and then we'll see what happens here. So I'll cut back here in a second. All right, guys, so I've got the Jeep running here. I've got it on hot. You can feel the warm air. So I'm gonna turn it here to cold. And yeah, now it took it a minute, but yeah, you can definitely feel the difference there. We'll put the AC on now and see what it does. And definitely getting cold. To shut the vent off. That's all still working. Definitely cold. Let me see off there. See if I notice a difference in the temperature. Yeah, you can feel, definitely telling the air conditioner kicked off there, starting to warm up a little bit. It's still cool outside, but you can feel a little bit. And there's the difference in heat. So definitely going to say it's working. So we will continue working on this and see if I get the rest of this put back together. But so far, I think we're looking like we're in good shape. So I'll get this all put back together and we'll go from there. All right, guys, so I got this mostly put back together. I'm missing a couple bolts up top. Some of this hardware wasn't here to begin with. So as you guys can see, for the most part, everything's back in. I got to adjust this. This was actually already pulled loose. I'm not real sure what's up with that. If that bottom screw is just, it's not in there either. So I need to pull this back loose and get it back into place. And yeah, I should take care of that little gap there. It's definitely better than what it was originally. There weren't even screws in a lot of this on the top. So, but I'm missing those bolts. So there's 3 bolts over there. I did get everything that was covered up, bolted in solid. But again, you guys can kind of see your access that you have here. So in order, what I'm probably gonna have to do, which is a little bit frustrating, is, so right now, turn the vehicle on. And turn my air on. So I can even hear this now. Earlier I took it out for a test drive and I can't really tell if my switch is moving anymore. So I'm not real sure what's going on. When I was taking it down the road, which we'll see what it does here. I'm gonna go ahead and start it up. But when I was taking it down the road, it was blowing hot. There was a difference between with the AC on. So like right now, again, it's blowing cool, and you guys can see the temp where I drove it around earlier was at about half. So I'm not real sure what's going on with it, but yeah, like right now, it's cold. Everything seems to be good. Blowing super cold. So I don't know. Earlier I could not get the thing to go back to cold. The blend door was definitely working when I had it in my hand, so I don't know if something got hung up. But currently it is blowing super cold, and we're at mid-temp there. So I'm actually gonna drive this around the block real quick here. We'll see what it does, because it's a little bit frustrating. I don't know if I've got something else going on. The blend door itself moves really, really freely. Before I put all this in, I took a screwdriver and I could turn it with no issue at all. So I'm not 100% sure what's going on. But like I said, right now it's blowing super, super cold. And got my seatbelt on. So I'm just gonna take it around the block, let this thing get all the way up to temp, and see what it does. Because I'm actually gonna turn it probably down just a touch, because it's a little bit cold and it's probably loud. So I don't know what the temp is outside. It's probably in the upper 70s, somewhere in there right now. So you guys can see my temp gauge is going up, and we are still super cold. So I'm kind of afraid to turn it to heat, just because I don't want it getting stuck. And being that we're going into summer, I want my air conditioner working. I know my daughter would prefer that as well. So, and I don't want to pull all this back apart. Still got to do some work to this. Sorry guys, I'll get pulled over up here in just a second. I'll put the seatbelt on. Let me see if I can get it on now. Let me stop. There you guys go. Now you don't have to listen to it. So a few things left to do to it. As you guys can see, I've still got some lights on. I got a wheel sensor. The pressure sensor does not work. I'm hoping when I put these new sensors, or these new rims on, they have sensors in them. I'm hoping I can reprogram all those and get them back on. I don't know, maybe one of these at one time was a spare or something, and it's not. I don't really know. It may not even have a sensor on one of the wheels. So I've got that. The airbag light, I do not have a clue what that is. I cannot get that so far to go away. The check engine light, I need to pull codes again. The last time I pulled it, I had a O2 sensor, I believe on the left bank or something like that. So I think that will fix that problem as well. Couple other, I'd like to get this airbag switch here. Just the little clip is broke, so that's pretty easy to replace now after pulling all that apart. It's pretty simple. Yeah, I think that's about it. After I get some hardware to finish putting this back together, I'll put my dash cover back in, and yeah, that's I think it. Door panels, if you guys can hear the rattling right now, that's actually these door panels. They are all no screws in them, so I've got that left. But outside of that, she drives good. Cruise control works awesome. So set it at 40 and let it go. But yeah, other than that, radio works good. Well, you guys probably heard whenever I turned it on a second ago. So yeah, we're getting really close. I'm gonna actually try, I don't know if you guys can see this up here, I'm actually gonna try pulling this light out, see if I can get back in here and spray some adhesive, and hopefully that will, maybe I can get this at least glued back up. Everything cleaned up pretty decent. That's a nice thing. The smell in here is way better than it was a couple weeks ago. So even after I got it cleaned, it kind of had a musty smell a little bit. I think the seats, and they have cleaned up and smelt better as the vehicle's been used a little bit running around. So I still need to finish cleaning a little more. I need to clean the seats up. I know when I pulled some of this dash crap, the floors, there was a bunch of junk in the corners. So I've got a little more work to do to clean everything up, get everything buttoned up a little better. But for the most part, like I said, right now, AC works awesome. I hope it continues to work. It does make me a little nervous because initially it worked great. I turned everything off, started it back up, turned it to hot. It went to heat, turned it back, didn't go back. Got back in the vehicle, everything seemed to be working. And again, right now when I went to go make the video, luckily everything is working again. So not real sure what's up with that. If maybe it just needed to recalibrate or something. I don't know. I don't really know how it knows where it's at, because that deal just spins. But I'm sure there's something electronic in that tells it. So but yeah, so anyway, thought I'd give an update on the Jeep Liberty. As of right now, everything seems to be working pretty well. Like I said, I've got some minor things I still want to do to this. I know I got a fog light bulb as well. I think that's about it on my list. Like I said, I got some trim. I got that door piece there to put, but I need to clean it all up and get some floor mats in it. And door panels are the big next step after tires. So yeah, it's getting close. At least now it's running. It's drivable, so that's exciting. It's not that bad looking vehicle. This fender's got some scuffs and scratches in it. I'm gonna try to clean it up and try to buff some of that, make it look a little prettier. But yeah, other than that, probably the next video will be kind of what it's gonna be. This Jeep will come to an end, I guess. We'll just drive it around. So I'll probably do a video once I get these tires swapped and get the other rims on. I've got the other rims. I should have pulled one out, but it's in the garage right now, so I don't really feel like getting it out, set it up beside it. But yeah, after I get the wheels swapped around, I'll probably do one more video, and door panels, probably one final good cleaning and buffing of everything. I'll throw a video up of the kind of the finished product, and that'll probably be the end of it. So if you guys have questions on anything that I've done, I'm going to tell you right now, if somebody's wanting to do that Lindor actuator, it's not terrible. There is a lot, because you have to pull every panel on the dash off. But if you track, to be honest, if you can video or record or take pictures, that type of thing, keep everything labeled as far as where all your screws and stuff go, that will help. And knowing what pieces you've got to put up first before you put other things on, that type of thing, just keeping track of everything. It honestly was not bad. It didn't take me, putting it back together actually took maybe 15 minutes, 20 at tops. And that was also, I had a lot of hardware that was missing. Whoever took this apart before, there was a lot of screws underneath the sorry, door's locked here. Underneath this glove box and stuff, back underneath. So if you pull this glove box, the glove box pulls out, and you pop these little clips, and then it slides to the right, and you can pull it off. Back up behind it and this panel and this panel. So this unscrews with these bolts up here, and then you've also basically you pop these off on both sides. They pop off. You've got two, I think they're 40s torque inside of here that pulls this handle off, and one little clip here in the center. Once you get that off, you got 3 more bolts just like these that hold this on. Once you get all that off, like I said, there was a bunch of hardware in behind that had been removed. So somebody I believe had tried to work on this. I don't know if they just gave up, because I don't know that they ever got completely got everything off. I think that's why this is broke, because they didn't know what they were doing. They were trying to pop stuff that didn't necessarily need to come off. This piece just pops out. There's no bolts in it. And then you've got, don't really remember what all held this in. I think this might clip into, there might be some bolts behind along here or something. But anyway, there was a lot of, I guess, hardware or stuff. Actually, I think this piece may have stayed. I think this stayed with this back housing. So just a lot of stuff. Like, you got to be able to pop off. These pop off right here. This all pops out. I don't know if I can get that out, but anyway, these pop off, and you got screws in behind these to get this off. This actually is very, very simple. It literally just pops down, just like the glove box pulls down, slides over and comes out. But then you've got a lot of screws on the back side. And some of the other stuff, like here, they actually broke those completely out. If you can see the little white deals, that's actually the screws that are through there, and there's little square clips that hold that in. So I'm going to probably run that, pull those out, and you see the little holes here. I'm probably run some self tappers up to put that back into place, just because it doesn't need to be hanging down there. So, but yeah, other than that, again, it's just a lot of work to get this all pulled, I guess, apart. So it's very, very doable though. So I mean, if you guys are looking at it, you can do it. If this doesn't work for me, I'll pull it all back apart. I will probably make it a little easier for me if I do this again. I'll probably open up in here somewhere where I can get back, maybe underneath this glove box, where I can get back up to it. And for what this Jeep's for, I may just make it to where I can stick a small flat blade in it, or take a little flat blade and bend it over where you can just reach up there and flip it manually from hot to cold. Something like that, if this gives me problems in the future. Again, it's working now, so maybe it just needed to learn where it was positioned, I guess. Maybe I'm not 100% sure, but so yeah. So if you guys have questions, feel free to ask. I'll do my best to try to help you guys out, and stay tuned for, I guess, the finale of the Jeep Liberty. So thanks for watching. We'll catch you all on the next one.